following program is a student production, produced by Manchester High School's broadcast journalism class. The thoughts and opinions in this program do not necessarily match the views of the town of Manchester.
Coming up on this edition of Manchester Monthly,
Wickham Park hosted a very special holiday visitor.
There's a new renovation underway at Whitten Library.
And we go behind the scenes of a popular Manchester restaurant that is relocating.
We'll have all of that and much more coming up. I'm Pat Levitt.
And I'm Tegan Welch.
And this is
Manchester Monthly.
It might be gray outside, but the holiday spirit brightens the lives of many area residents. Wickham Park hosted Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, and some of his elves as they took a break from their busy work at the North Pole to visit some lucky Manchester children.
There might not be snow on the ground now, but at Wickham Park it's the blizzardy North Pole and Santa is keeping warm in the cabin. Every year, Wickham Park hosts a free family event around the holidays, Santa's Workshop. Children of all ages gather around the log cabin atop of the Wickham Hill to get a feel of the Christmas experience. This year is its 32nd year the workshop has been running, and it continues to promote a healthy, uncommercialized Christmas setting.
To have an uncommercialized Christmas experience, and so what we did was, if you look at a lot of the stuff, it's older Christmas type things.
During this event, parents bring their children to talk to Santa and have refreshments with Mrs. Claus. The children were able to get into the Christmas spirit by telling Santa what they're hoping to receive for the holidays.
It's a great event for kids at this time of year, and I think it definitely makes Wickham Park more desirable to come to.
The elves at Santa's Workshop have spent the last few weeks working to prepare for this event.
I mean, we just work as elves and to paint and do everything so the kids can come in.
With hundreds of people visiting every day, Santa's Workshop is a jolly and successful part of Manchester's holiday season that will continue to thrive for years to come. From Manchester Monthly, this has been Noah Richards reporting. Happy holidays.
Santa visits Wickham every December. If you want the chance to meet the man in red and his merry helpers, plan on making Wickham Park part of your holiday traditions.
Pastrami on Rye has been a fixture in the community since 2005. With a growing fan base both inside of Manchester and outside the surrounding area, the restaurant is relocating to a new place that will offer more square footage.
When it comes to restaurants in Manchester, one of the more popular sandwich spots is Pastrami on Rye. Since 2005, visitors have loved the food and atmosphere provided by the restaurant. Pastrami on Rye has seen plenty of success in the past 9 years, which has now led to them opening a new location in Lenox Plaza on East Center Street. Dana Carangelo, an employee at Pastrami on Rye, is excited for the transition to the new location.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. I think it's the right time for a move. It'll basically, a lot of it will stay the same, but we'll be able to offer a little more. And I just think that Pastrami and Rye is doing so well. I think we'll do really well with it. I'm excited.
The new space will be about double the size both indoors and in parking. This will allow for more business as more people will be seated at once. The kitchen will increase in size as well, making it easier for the employees to work comfortably. These changes are exciting, according to Corey Rye, owner of Pastrami on Rye, who believes the new location will yield a positive result for the restaurant's business.
As far as customers go, I would hope they'd embrace the change. Like I said, we're going to be a little more modern with a few more amenities, so I think it'll be better for the customer, for better service and a better ambiance.
Pastrami and Rye's transition evidently is going very smoothly, and the employees and owner are very excited for the grand opening in 2015. From Manchester Monthly, this has been Ariel Ferrenda reporting.
Check out the newly renovated restaurant at the Jarvis Shopping Center, 299 East Center Street here in Manchester. For more information on the move, you can contact Pastrami on Rye directly at 860-432-4389.
A Manchester native looks to put a face on recovery and to carry the recovery torch through the wilderness as he reflects on his personal battles with addiction.
One day at a time, living one day at a time, and I really understood the message of that. I became really grateful for every moment, and that's carried over almost 5 years later, that I'm so grateful for every day, just to live each day. And I believe my purpose in life is to carry the message of recovery. And once you know that and discover that, your life unfolds in dramatic and powerful ways. So it's be grateful for today, live in the moment, and those are the two. I can't think of any better way to live.
Phil gives his all to everything, you know, be it big family man, really great with his family, big with religion, you know, wholeheartedly with that, big with recovery, just throws himself into it, and he just is a person with everybody he deals with, but very dynamic guy.
Substance abuse and cancer are two devastating conditions that many Americans encounter and attempt to cope with. Phil Valentine, a lifetime Manchester native, has battled through both of these obstacles.
Well, the first one I would say is overcoming an addiction, and that is a big battle. It's really kind of identified who I am today. And I go back to October of 1987, where I stood in the birthing room of Rockville General Hospital holding a brand new baby girl, and the look in her eyes just mesmerized me, but it also penetrated this cocaine-induced haze, because I was wildly strung out on cocaine when she was born. And I'm here to tell you that I'm not proud of that fact. I'll never be proud, but that was more than 27 years ago. And that helped me get into recovery, and I'm no longer ashamed.
Only 26 years ago, Valentine was a cocaine user, and after beating that struggle, in 2010 he was diagnosed with stage 4 oropharyngeal cancer.
And that turned out to be another really big battle. I had 2 inpatient chemo stays, and the medicine was so strong that a nurse would come in, and she had a pair of rubber gloves on and wore a hazmat suit, then put on another pair of gloves to handle the medicine that was in a plastic bag that they were going to drip into me. And they dripped it into me for 4 days straight. Then I had 39 radiation treatments, ended up with a feeding tube, ended up in severe withdrawal from pain medication and the treatment. But I'm here to say today that I'm cured.
Through the assistance of his wife and children and his coworkers at the Connecticut Community Addiction Recovery, he was able to overcome both these major obstacles. In 1999, Valentine had joined the Connecticut Community of Addiction Recovery and has been an integral component of the organization. Founded in 1998, the Connecticut Community of Addiction Recovery has become one of the leading recovery organizations within the nation.
No, Phil, first of all, is a leader. He leads by example, and he sets the tone and culture for not only the center here that I work at, but the entire CCAR. And his door is always open. I mean, literally and figuratively, his door is always open, which is amazing for an executive director of a nonprofit organization. So he's done a lot for me, and he's always available.
Under his leadership as Executive Director of the Connecticut Community of Addiction Recovery, Valentine has been able to spread his message of the importance of recovery, and because of that, the organization has been recognized and awarded for its excellence within the community.
Award, but one of the things I'm most proud of is that CCAR itself won an award that was called the Joel Hernandez. We were the Recovery Community Organization of the Year, and we won that. That was the first year it was ever given. It's been given for several years since. They recognize CCAR as the outstanding recovery community organization in the country.
After this latest battle with cancer, Valentine was inspired by his religious faith to carry forth the message of recovery and decided there would be no better way than to hike the Appalachian Trail.
And the more I read a couple books, and this little ember turned into a fire, and then everything started to unfold for me to do this. And I started to walk, and that was really what started to get me healthy. And now I've been hiking around Manchester with the backpack fully loaded and just to prepare. And as I did it, I thought I was going to have to leave CCAR for a while. So about 2 years ago, I mustered up the courage to go to the board of directors. They were fully in support of me doing it. Really? They said, Phil, you've got a reputation in Connecticut, throughout the country, even internationally, that if you do something this big and promote it well, then you'll be putting a face on recovery, which is part of our mission, and we want to raise awareness about recovery.
Valentine plans to begin his trek on the trail in March and hopes to complete the journey in 6 months. Not only has Valentine made a full recovery from his drug addiction, but has learned many meaningful life lessons in the process.
I spent a good part of my life building a container, and many people do. They build a container for your life, which people would call your career, your finances, your home, your family, all of this, and you have this beautiful container. And I'm so blessed to live in such a beautiful home and to have cars to drive and all of that. And then something happens, like you get diagnosed with cancer or a loved one passes away, and you say, what do I fill that container with? And that might not be the question. The question might be, is there more to life than this? And what there is what are you going to fill your container with? And through all that kind of communion with God, as he's talking to me about the Appalachian Trail and talking to me about what it could mean for recovery, I really got the sense that at heart I'm an adventurer.
Phil Valentine has managed to overcome many obstacles and will continue to pass his wisdom on to those who need it most. From Manchester Monthly, this has been Olivia Rude reporting.
Join Phil on March 19th for the start of his hike. You can follow his progress on www.at4recovery.org. We wish you the best of luck. All right, Manchester, stay tuned for more Manchester Monthly action after this quick commercial break.
Contrary to popular belief, the review booth actually takes a lot of physical labor to get done, so we often put aside labor days so we can train. Go! Competitive? Yeah. Professional? Absolutely. You can't have a work environment when someone thinks that they're better than someone else. You know what? What can I say? We value sportsmanship.
Yes! Yes! Come on! In your face! Come on! I want a replay! That's not even fair! We'll get another replay! That's not even fair! I'd take you down any other day! Are you serious?
Did I overreact? Good question. I don't think so. You know, we love what we do, and I think it's only fitting that we have a little bit of anger and passion.
The Manchester Recreation Department is a positive part of the Manchester community that brings children together to participate in activities that help them stay fit and active.
Manchester is well known for its recreational programs, with over 1,000 kids who take part in summer camp every year. But they don't stop there. Aside from camp, there are many other different activities and sports for kids to participate in year-round. The midget and pee-wee basketball leagues are a highlight of REC's winter programming schedule. Cedric Hakens, an athlete competing this year, gets a great deal of satisfaction from the league.
Play with your friends, and you get to like play games, and it's really fun because you get to play in the courts anytime you want, basically, and it's really fun.
Kids of all different ages learn the fundamentals of the game and compete in games throughout the league. It is also a good way for them to get out of the house, get exercise, and it's a great way for them to make new friends. Deb Burnett has a very enthusiastic son on one of the league's teams.
I like the fact that it's on Saturday mornings because it's a day off from work usually, and we get to spend the morning watching basketball.
Not only do parents love it, but so do community members. The coaches all volunteer their time to help the program flourish. Coach Charles Wooding views his work and the efforts of the other volunteers as a way of giving back to both the town and the sport they love.
What I like about being a coach is a lot of players look up to me, you know? So it's like you gotta kind of have a command over them. They look at you as like a good person, like a role model for these kids. So I enjoy being a role model for young kids.
The referees do more than just officiate at games, but also take a vested interest in the kids' improvement as players. Enrique Lugo, a ref and fundamentals instructor, works with league players and enjoys seeing these young people develop their talents.
They learn skills, at an early age, and then they bring it on up, throughout elementary school, and they get to play with their friends, and prepare them for making the basketball team at Illing or whatever middle school they go to.
The midget and pee-wee basketball leagues are a great representation for the Manchester community, growing kids into not just athletes, but into better individuals. From the Manchester Monthly, this has been Andrew Hurd reporting.
The Manchester Recreation Department has something for everyone in Manchester. The Rec Department looks to better the community in any way. For more information, visit recreation.townofmanchester.org.
Main Street is an ever-growing and changing part of our community. Soon, construction for a new CVS and a Cumberland Farms will begin. But should there be another business on Main Street? Jenna Kelly hits the streets to gain Manchester's perspectives.
Street beat. Hey, street beat. Hey, street beat. Street beat. Street.
There are some big proposed changes coming to Manchester's Main Street, including a new CVS pharmacy replacing Carter Chevrolet and a new Cumberland Farms gas station at the corner of Main and East Middle Turnpike. We hit the streets of the Silk City to hear residents' thoughts on these new changes.
I think it's going to be great. It's going to be great competition in our town, and it'll bring more people in, it'll bring more jobs in.
The new Cumberland Farms being built in Manchester is great because of the simple fact that they need gas stations on Main Street. It will help out because there's no Cumberland Farms around, and it's good to see that they're building up Manchester because it's a great town.
Something like a Jimmy John's, because I've traveled a lot of places and it's a little bit better than Subway. So, yeah. And no more CVS's, just saying.
I'd like to see more like small shops that aren't stores that are in the mall, something that individual owners own. And it makes it individualized so that people from other towns want to come here because they can't go to the mall to get it, or West Farms or such and such.
And I think the CVS and the Cumberland Farms are great, but again, it's in and out kind of customers. We want to draw the adult crowd, and then we want to find stuff for the youth. So
clearly, many Manchester residents are embracing this change with open arms and are hoping for many new businesses to come into town. For Manchester Monthly, this has been Jenna Kelly reporting.
Check out Imagine Main Street's website at www.imaginemainstreet.com for more information and updates about the downtown business district.
Now it's time for your monthly trivia question. The question is, what color sweater was Blake Kelly wearing on the Pulse the week of December 19th? Again, the question is, what color sweater was Blake wearing on the Pulse of the week of December 19th?
Email your answer to Mr. Larson at b11elars@mpspride.org for a chance to win your class a free breakfast.
While the winter has been fairly mild so far, and fingers crossed across the nation, the town of Manchester has introduced some changes for this winter season. Our very own Isaiah Allgood does the heavy lifting to let residents know what changes they can expect this year.
Since the beginning of spring, the Manchester Board of Directors decided to change two aspects of the town's policy regarding snow removal. The main goal of these changes are to enable residents access to the sidewalks, parking lots, and other public places immediately following snow, ice, and other inclement winter weather. Town Attorney Tim O'Neill believes the new ordinance will benefit residents.
So it's going to be a quicker way of getting the snow and ice removed, and over time we're hopeful that the residents will all comply on their own rather than having to have the town step in and do it.
Part of the new ordinance is that town workers will be able to have snow removed and will be able to place a lien on the property to pay for said removal, if not cleared after 24 hours following a storm. We interviewed town residents to get their read on the new policy change.
Because I think it's wrong, because what if you have no time to do it? What if you're working? There's multiple reasons why if you're not home.
Within the next few months, there will be lots of changes for Manchester, from the recent snow removal policy to getting ready for winter. There will be lots of dramatic changes for Manchester for the better. From Manchester Monthly, this has been Isaiah Allgett reporting.
We all have a lot of winter preparations to do, and it's great to see Manchester students involved with helping their community members with snow removal.
Definitely. But if those students want to get out of the snow, Whitten Library is a great place to go. It's been a fixture of Manchester's North End, offering library services and programming in a location that is close for many residents. The Whitten building, though, is undergoing a series of renovations to improve the experience for their visitors.
The Whitten Memorial Library is a local spot that has been around for several decades. Dr. Francis Whitten, born in Mansfield, Connecticut, passed in 1922, leaving part of his estate to construct a library. 10 years after his death, Manchester's Whitten Memorial Library was completed. After being approved of a $425,000 grant, renovations took place over the 2014 summer. Cindy Smith, a librarian, gives us details on the recent improvements.
The auditorium is amazing. It's got beautiful woodwork on the floor. We got a lot of the furniture that was down there out, and it's ready for people to book.
These renovations have not only improved the aesthetics of the library, but the general atmosphere.
I think it is going to obviously make it a place that's more attractive for residents to come and take advantage of its services. I think students and adults alike.
The children's area was also revamped. From a new selection of books to an entertaining playroom, the Whitten Library has truly made an endeavor to upgrade the kids section. So next time you're in the area, make sure you check out all the new and exciting things the Whitten Library has to offer. From Manchester Monthly, this has been Miles Hurley reporting.
For all of you bookworms out there, be sure to drop in and see the work that has been accomplished. Whitten is located at 100 North Main Street and can be accessed Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. and on Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
But sadly, that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Manchester Monthly. Best wishes to everyone for a happy and healthy holiday season and a great year in 2015. From the Manchester Monthly team, I'm Pat Levitt.
And I'm Tegan Welch. And that's what's news, Manchester.